we have a gentleman who helped form this society by the name of Roger Freeman. He's a bit of a hero in this organization. He passed away a few years ago, and we've established an award called the Roger Freeman Award. It's only been passed out 4 times in 40 years. That's one award every 10 years. So I'll kick the thing off. The Roger Freeman Award is Bob Book here. Bob Book. You don't see Bob in a suit very often, but don't he look good? Too much.
Good evening. I'd like to introduce a great friend of the Historical Society to you for this award. His name is John Gilbert from England. John literally grew up near Wendling, home of the 392nd Bomb Group. During an air raid, his home in Norwich was destroyed by a German bomb, and his family was relocated to the base. His father worked on the base, his mother did the laundry for the airmen, and of course he visited these airmen whenever he could. And when the bomb group left Wendling, he says he cried for days. John devotes hundreds of hours each year to perpetuate the legacy of the 8th Air Force and has worked tirelessly for decades to keep the history of the 8th Air Force alive during his many presentations to schools and events around England. I talked to him today, and this year he figures he'll do over 80 presentations of the history of the 8th Air Force. He's doing what the Society is commissioned to do, and that's to preserve the history and to perpetuate the legacy of the mighty 8th. He has provided 8th Air Force veterans and their loved ones with comprehensive tours of bases. He normally devotes the entire day to these families, takes them where their bases were, walks around, some cases takes them to the crash sites. In the evening, he invites them to their home. His wife, Doris, prepares them a meal, and he shares his memorabilia and answers their questions. It's important to John that anyone interested in the 8th Air Force see where the men worked, where they lived, and in some cases where they crashed. He says talking to a relative to the very paths where their loved ones walked is a tremendous feeling for all of us. This year to date, he has taken 14 families on tours of their bases and where they were. But John's work extends far and wide and is equally committed to reminding Norfolk residents of the Americans who lived among them many years ago. John regularly displays memorabilia, the 8th Air Force newsletters, bomb group newsletters, and his photo albums to several 1-, 2-, and 3-day festivals, of which one of them, 3-day festivals attended by thousands. He's been at the Queen Diamond Jubilee, the Theatre Royal in Norwich, the Air Ambulance Service, the annual ceremony to honor Norfolk soldiers killed in World War II, where representatives from the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, and Turkey attended, and he's telling them about the 8th Air Force. He has represented the 8th Air Force at annual wreath-laying ceremonies and dedication ceremonies of new memorials around England, lectures and does other events at the Norwich Library, and not to mention the schools that he gives presentations to year after year, and puts the 8th Air Force news into the reference section of their libraries to use, so when the children study their history or the war, they have those references. These are about a few examples of what John Gilbert has done year after year for decades for the 8th Air Force Historical Society. And in my opinion, no one is more deserving of the Roger Freeman Award than John Gilbert. John, come on up. Right up here. Right up here, up the stairs. John, on behalf of the 8th Air Force Historical Society, I present this award to you, the Roger Freeman Award.
Well, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody. Thank you.